It is finally Friday, and crypto markets are, they had a little dip this week, but recovered nicely, and a lot of the altcoins are moving up. Altcoins, if you don't know what an altcoin is, it really started out as there was Bitcoin, and then all the other alternatives. Some of the altcoins have become their own major coins, kind of like Bitcoin now. Like Ethereum, it's hard to say that that's an altcoin just because the money and the energy that's gone into it. Hard to say that Litecoin's really an altcoin. Anything in that top 10, even 20 list on Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, when you go and look at, how much value's been put into that, US dollar value, hard to say that they're altcoins. So there's Bitcoin, there's like 8,000 altcoins, I guess, right? A lot of things that do what Bitcoin does, and better in a lot of cases. But Bitcoin has been around forever, and that's kind of the one that, the first one. So you want the first one, and so that resonates with a lot of people. So the crypto market's doing pretty well, not looking too bad. Don't think that you've missed the boat. I think about this. I look at some of these coins. They've moved up so much. They've moved up. Oh my gosh, that coin went up 10 times. Yeah, it went up 10 times, but you got to realize there's a lot of money still left to come into this market. There's a lot of, there's trillions of dollars. I mean, you just think about how much money's been created. Trillions of dollars have been created, and they're going to go somewhere. This week, I got a little sticker shocked. I priced, I want to build a pavilion, for Westwood, and my meetup that I want to have here coming up in a few months. So anyway, this pavilion, pricing the wood, timbers, 6x6 posts, the materials, all the stuff that goes into building a pretty good sized pavilion. And man, the cost of some of this stuff, you look at what it costs for a 2x4, it's like $8 just your standard, wall framing 2x4. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I can remember it being $2.22, not that long ago, last year. So the cost of everything's going up. Now that could be because, sawmills are burning down. Could be because, there's not enough labor to produce the equipment, pull it out of the ground, cut it up. All kinds of things. Part of it, obviously a contributing factor, is the fact that we have monetary inflation, that we keep creating money, and that money, as I said before, has to go somewhere. It's not just going to sit in a bank account, because in a bank account you get no return for it. So you're sitting here watching, 2x4 went from 2 something to $8. Okay, that's a 4 times increase. A little bit less, but let's say it's a 4 times increase. My money didn't increase 4 times, and I know I'm going to need that 2x4 at some point, so maybe I should go buy some and just hang on to it. Bullets. Look at what bullets have gone up in the past several years, and even recently. You go and try and buy any ammunition, and it's just expensive. And you think, okay, is it because there's really a shortage, there's that much demand, or, so few production facilities for it? Probably all of those. But you've also got the issue of the monetary supply being increased. So that money is circulating, and people want to do something with it. Okay, you look at the latest stimulus. Somebody gets, $1,400. You get $1,400, and you've got videos of people going to Vegas blowing the money. So it's not just going to sit. People are going to find a use for it. It's going to go somewhere, and it's going to get into the economy, and it's going to drive prices up. If there are used cars for sale, that are averaging, $3,000, and you've got a couple getting $2,800 in stimulus, you know what? They might go buy a used car because they need it. And the more people who have that money, the more opportunity they can go buy that used car, because they got cash that they can take to a private owner and buy that car. And so that starts to dry up. So the price of used cars goes up. It's just supply and demand, and you've got so much supply of the money, so it's gonna drive the price up of everything. especially when we're not able to produce enough of them. You know, you can't just go out and produce a car overnight. Again, I've talked about before, Ford trucks, they had the issue of going to let the truck sit because they need a critical component, a microchip of some sort that they can't get. So build the car out, let it sit in the lot, warehouse, put the chip in when we get it. And there's nothing you can do. You can't just put it on the market and sell it. So, you know, what's out there on the market, price is going to go up. Brings me back to cryptocurrency. When you've got a finite supply of a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, when there's only so many of them, the price is going to go up because you got more people wanting to get into it. And, you know, hey, $100 here, $200 to $500, $1,000 there, it eats up that supply, people taking it off the market. And they're gonna hold it, a lot of people, and just say, forget it, you know, I'm just gonna put that in there and just, you know, save it. It's my, you know, savings account. And yeah, you don't get interest like you do in a bank. You don't get bank interest anyway, but the value of it goes up because more people are coming into it. So what's the difference between getting interest and increasing your value in the coin? Then you can put it on platforms like, I don't even want to bring them up, but there are platforms where you can put, I don't want to promote anything, but you put them into these platforms and you can get interest on your Bitcoin, like 6% interest on Bitcoin, to where you can put your Bitcoin in and get 6% interest a year, more Bitcoin. Okay, that's pretty cool. You know, that's even better than getting paid in the dollar interest, because at that point, the dog's got to go out. She's been riding around. She's ready. But instead, you've got the interest of Bitcoin. And as we know, that's a finite supply. There's only 21 million of those that can exist. And you've got people like MicroStrategy eating them up. I don't even know what they've got now. Tens of thousands of Bitcoin. You've got Grayscale eating them up and taking possession and locking these Bitcoin up. And they're not going to be on the market for a long time because it's a long-term investment for a lot of these places. So it's fewer and fewer Bitcoin. I mean, I don't think people realize, you know, you look at Bitcoin, you look at Litecoin, how many there are. Bitcoin, you know, there's like 21 million that can exist, but 18 million of them have been mined and created. So there's only less than 3 million left that can ever come into existence. So the vast majority of them are out there, and there aren't that many coming in. So as more people join into the Bitcoin market and are aware of it, it's just going to drive that price in US dollars up. Same with Litecoin. You've only got, I think, around 67 of them that exist. And there's only 84 that can exist, you know, for forever. You know, so if you do the math on that, if I do it right, what do you got, 17 more million coming onto the market? That's it. That's it. The vast majority of them already exist and they're already out there, and you see what the market price is now. It's just a scarce asset that people don't understand yet. The vast majority of people, and the people who do, are trying to get it. So, you know, if you're afraid and think, oh, I want to get it on a dip or the price goes up, you know what? Don't beat yourself up. Don't think about it. Every time you buy it, it goes down. That's my experience. Every time I buy something, it goes down in price. So, I mean, don't worry about it. Just buy a little bit more. So if you've got 100% of money to invest here, you know, say you have $1,000 to invest, don't throw it all in at once. You know, put in maybe, you know, what I would do is put in maybe 500. Say, okay, I'm going to buy a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Litecoin. And, you know, if the price goes up, okay, you know, you can put another $100 in. But if the price goes down, you know, put the rest of the money in. And just you just do that, and then you get in the habit of, okay, I've got $100 a month that I can buy this stuff with. So every time you get $100, just put it in at that point, and you're just building and building and building. And I've looked at numbers, and you know, somebody's done the math on it, who has done that every month for, you know, the last 2 years, and it's amazing how much they've acquired. Because you're not buying the all-time high, you know, and then, oh man, you know, I'm down 40, 50%. No, you're just putting money in, and then it averages out. And so you're sabotaging yourself, you know, overthinking it. Just put a little bit in, put a little bit in, put a little bit in. And then you've got yourself an asset that everybody in the world's chasing. Governments are chasing. More and more governments are going to spend, you know, money on buying mining equipment to mine out less than 3 million Bitcoin that exist. and they're putting millions of dollars into that infrastructure. What's that tell you about the value of Bitcoin? So if you can get it now out of that supply that already exists, I mean, you're way ahead of the game. I prefer Litecoin myself. I think it's way undervalued, and I tend to like things that are undervalued. When the herd's going one way, I tend to go to the other way, just because not everybody's going to be right. You know, in a market, if you've got more than 50%, and say you got 60, 70% of the people investing in something, there's not that many people to buy it from them. You know what I mean? You know, so they're driving the price up, but, you know, who's on the other side of that? And it's like that with anything for me. If everybody's doing it, if everybody's waiting in line to get something, I'm not doing it. And that's just how it is. And especially when there's a propaganda campaign that says, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to get this. And there's no downside risk. So I'm going the other way. You know, I tend to be a contrarian on all that stuff, because I don't want to follow the herd, because the herd's usually going to get cut up and served on a table. And that's not something I'm into. It's with anything in life. You know, for me, that's been a good lesson. It's just sticking to that philosophy is the key. You know, stand by those principles, because if you do and don't get sucked into the FOMO, the fear of missing out, you'll do well in anything. And that's just my experience. It's the problem that I've always had, is if I go along with the herd and say, yeah, that's what I need to do, then it usually backfires. Because if you got too many people on one side of that teeter-totter, it doesn't end well. So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, just some thoughts on a Friday. Happy hour later today. Poor Lisa. Our first channel, you know, was terminated, and the second channel got terminated, but they restored the second channel. So go find Litecoin Lisa, or look it up, Litecoin Lisa or Lisa Litecoin on YouTube, and follow her. Put the notifications on, and she's got a show every day at 4 p.m. Central Time. She's got a variety of people talk about different things. She's a really hard worker in the crypto space and just in life in general, and brings a lot of value to the table. So go follow her and watch her shows. You know, it's a daily show, like I said, for an hour from 4 to 5 Central Time. And this Friday is happy hour, so I get to be the entertainment, you know. I don't have to think too much. And if I'm wrong, it's happy hour. I've been drinking. I'm at a bar. So I'll be coming to you live from the bar with Litecoin Lisa, 4 p.m. Central Time on her channel. It's happy hour. I'll be having a few drinks. We'll be talking about who knows whatever. It'd be cool if you checked it out, and, you know, give her a thumbs up. Actually, give me a thumbs up on this video if you would. I don't have that many subscribers, and you know what? It's not a big deal, because I've always been one that said those people, you know, who resonate and are attracted to what I'm saying are going to follow me, and they'll find, you know, the universe will put us together. But if you do on YouTube get over 1,000 subscribers, I mean, you can go live, you know. So there have been some times I'm like, hey, I just want to go live, like right now, you know, I'll hit the live button, but I can't do it. So that would be kind of cool. But you know what? If it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards, you know. But yeah, I have to have enough subscribers and, you know, get some attention out there. So hit the thumbs up on this. I'd appreciate it. And I hope y'all have a great Friday. Trust your instincts. If you think you ought to be doing something, you know, and everybody else is saying do something different, you know what? I'd go with my gut. You know, step back and get calm, and that voice inside usually doesn't steer you wrong if you're listening to it. It's usually the outside disturbances and the voices outside of who you are that really mess you up and take you down a wrong path. So just because you see everybody doing something, it's probably a good indicator you shouldn't be doing it. Just my opinion. All right. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Have a happy Friday, and I hope you join us on Happy Hour on Lisa's channel.